welcome to my YouTube channel, my first ever video. I wanted to thank you for being here with me. This is very daunting for me. It is super out of my character. However, I wanted to start a YouTube to show you a little bit more into the behind the scenes of my life and what I enjoy, what I get up to when I'm not running my small business. So first things first, if you're not sure who I am, my name is Natasha. I live in Melbourne, Australia with my boyfriend. I like reading, baking, films, movies, candles, you name it, anything cozy, I like it. I like camping, nature. I'm a definite summer baby. I live for the hot weather. I love the beach. I'm originally from Western Australia, which has my full heart, by the way. Absolutely adore Perth. I feel like the more you watch and the more I film, the more you'll get to know me, obviously. I started my morning routine. I have my green juice, my coffee, 2 forms of journaling. I do that every single morning. I am somebody who really likes to start my morning slow because I feel like if I start off just crazy from the moment I wake up, my brain is just frantic and in overdrive, and I just cannot think when it's like that. I'm a little bit of a highly strung person, so I need a little bit of calm to balance it out, you know what I mean? It makes me feel like I've had a bit of structure and a bit of a win for the morning by ticking off those few things. I also try my very best every morning to read a little bit. Some mornings, obviously, I can read a little bit more than others before I get into my work for the day. Today is my day off, so that basically means my day looks a little bit different today than it would when I'm doing my normal work stuff, my normal structured days. I felt like this was a good day to start off on. There's no pressure for what I get up to. I'm going to try my best to vlog the day. So as you would have just seen, I started my morning routine. I have my green juice, my coffee, 2 forms of journaling. I do that every single morning. I am currently reading one of my favorite books, Blood Orange. I have actually read this before. I read this a few years ago. If you're not familiar with For the Introverts and where they came from, basically I started out a few years ago as an annotation business, so I would annotate books for people. I had the privilege of annotating Blood Orange, absolutely fell in love with it, and a few weeks ago I went to the cinemas to see Nosferatu with my brother, and since then I have just been craving to get into Dracula, Castle's gothic love story, romantasy, that vibe. So when I saw Blood Orange on Kindle Unlimited, I just knew that I had to get back into that world. So it is a duology. I've read both the first and the second book. But yeah, Blood Orange is what I'm currently rereading. And honestly, it's just as good the second time as it was for me the first. So if you're looking for like a gothic romantasy that's spice, it is technically my day off, as I mentioned. However, we are going to go to the post office. I've got some orders to ship out. I don't normally ship orders on my days off, on my weekends, because I like to use that time to design, do admin, emails, all that other stuff that comes with running a small business. However, I am pretty up to date at the moment with all my behind the scenes work. I have time today to post your orders, so of course I'm going to do that. So let's go post those orders. Woo. Bench is clean. We're going to be making these spooky cupcakes that I made last Halloween. So I made this spooky little spread for my boyfriend and I. We watched Halloween movies and we just had like lots of little nibblies. I was spontaneously in the mood to make cupcakes, hence why I'm just pulling this out of the pantry, not making it from scratch because I don't have all the little bits and bobs. I'm sure it'll turn out just as fine as it did last time, but I am using a box tonight. I'm gonna make some cupcakes, let them cool overnight, and then tomorrow we'll ice them together. I put them on my Instagram and my TikTok last Halloween when I made them, and quite a few people responded saying how cute they were. So I just thought, why not make them again? They were literally so easy. I feel like they really stand out and they make it look like you've put a lot of effort in, but honestly, it takes 2 seconds extra than just making normal cupcakes. So again, I am cheating tonight, not making from scratch. I'm sure it will taste the exact same. So if you're not much of a baker, literally you can just pick up one of these boxes. So let's get out our measuring cups, our spoons, our bowls. We'll start mixing this all together so we can pop them in the oven. We've got our butter there. I did just eyeball that, I'm not going to lie. I always put a little bit less milk in than what the recipes say. The reason for that is because I add 1 extra egg. I don't know if, oh my gosh, my life just flashed before my eyes. I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I saw it on TikTok and this baker was saying if you add 1 extra egg, it stays super soft internally. But if you try it and it doesn't work, please don't come for me. I don't want to be responsible for that. It's just what I heard and I'm just copying it. So I'm simply the messenger. Mixing bowl. Stir out all these little air pockets and just thicken it up a little bit so it's not too runny. It's really funny when I think about baking, I always think, is it the actual like art of baking that I enjoy, or is it the fact that I get a sweet treat after, you know what I mean? Growing up my whole life, I've always had the biggest sweet tooth. I blame my dad, but I just don't really get that excited for like a main meal. But if it's a sweet treat, oh my goodness. Like a cup of coffee, couple of biscuits, or chocolate, little baked goods. I love a scone or a scone, I'm not sure correct pronunciation, but I've just always really loved sweet treats. And I know scones are savoury, but I whack on a whole heap of jam and whipped cream, so. The cupcakes are cooking. I've just sat down to do my journaling and I thought I would quickly show you what I was trying to show you before. So this is obviously a blank one, but at the top you've got I'm grateful for, and then you list 3 things. You've got what would make today great, and then you list 3 things. You've got positive affirmations. You do those in the morning. And then at night here, this dark grey section, you've got good things that happened today, list 3 things, and then what I learnt today. So I try and do this every day. I really like this for my mindset, especially on the days when I'm super stressed or if I am having a bit of a flat day. It just really pulls me out of that rut because it reminds me that even though it's a bad day, there's good things as well that happened. Okay, so we're going to ice the cupcakes that we baked last night. I'm only icing 5. I did make 12. However, Illy isn't as big of a sweet tooth as I am. So these iced ones will be for me and the plain ones will be for him. So we've got our icing, our eyeballs, which are going on top, and green food dye. You can use literally any colour you want. I just wanted them to look like little monsters, and also green, selfishly, is my favourite colour, so I wanted them green. But you can literally use any colour that you would like. This is purely up to you how much food colouring you add. Obviously, the more you add, the more deeper the colour. So I just kind of add a little bit and mix it through. I'm sure that's pretty self-explanatory. You can just make it to whatever shade that you would like. Just stir that. I actually don't know when green became my favourite colour. I feel like as a child it may have been pink, and then as I've aged I just love the colour green. So as you can see, that is turning so vibrant. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I feel like that's the colour. Let's put that away before I turn this place into a hazardous mess. This is the part that for some reason stresses me out. So you can use a piping bag if you have one. I did have one and I broke it. It's a long story. So I am just going to use the spoon. I feel like with a piping bag it does turn out a lot nicer because you can kind of like swell it and then stick the eyeball on top. But we move a big dollop and just put it on. Around a bit. Mine never look neat, so please do not judge me. I'm just going to swirl that around. Hi! I've brought you closer for a closer look, new angle. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, let's ignore that. I brought you closer for a closer look, and we're going to put the little eyeballs on. So literally, you just stick them on top, however you like. I got these eyeballs off Amazon. I'm sure little craft stores have them as well. I did buy them last year at Halloween, but that is literally it. And they just look like cute little googly monsters.
Great!
That's our first baking lesson. Something so simple. I feel like they just stand out. They're so bold and with literal minimum effort. Also, I won't lie, the red and the green just gave me a really good idea for Christmas this year. I know we're only in February. However, for Christmas, Grinch with the green and the red, it just came across really Christmassy, and I was like, I could make Grinch ones for Christmas. So that is something to look forward to. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee, another one, sit down with my book, obviously try a cupcake and do some reading. So thank you for coming to our first baking class. I hope you had a great time. I loved being your host. And yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I will see you in a minute once I clean up and get myself situated. I just picked up a very exciting package or two, and we're going to open them together. These are two items that I have designed for gifting. I designed them as gifts for my family because my family lives in WA and I've moved to Melbourne, so I'm in a different state. I'm in Victoria, and they always say how proud they are and they love seeing my new designs. So I wanted to just surprise them with something small each, with obviously our introverted logo on it. I designed a travel mug for my dad. So my dad is actually a postman, so he is awake very early in the morning. So I made him a little coffee mug. The reason I made him one like this and not like our Book Lovers Club one online is because my dad is not a reader. So I made him a little introverts one, and this one's also big enough so he can put his soup and stuff in it, and it will stay warm whilst he's delivering mail. So that's for my dad. Also, in my family, it might be the same for you, but we are massive board game players and card games. Every time I go over and I visit them, when I fly home, we will literally have cups of teas and snacks like sweet treats, and we'll just play board games for endless hours. So I designed my own playing cards. I did also make myself an Ilia pack because when we go camping, we always take a pack of cards and we'll have some bevs and we'll play some cards around the campfire together. So made some playing cards. It also has the Introverted logo on it. They are so cute. I'm obsessed. And for my brother, I actually made him a notepad. So my brother is a very organized boy. He loves his notepads and being organized, and I just thought I would make him a little introverted notepad. I also designed the latest introverted caps, which I do believe are out as you're watching this. I actually designed them with him in mind because he kept saying to me, Natasha, you made bucket hats and you didn't make a cap. I don't wear bucket hats. So I was like, okay, I'll make an introverted cap. And then I did also make him a little notepad. So hello, it's a little bit later in the afternoon since when you last saw me. Basically, after that snapshot, I just did my journaling and I did a little bit of work on my laptop, just some behind the scenes stuff for my small business. And I've just been sitting here reading Blood Orange. I am so close to finishing. My plan is to try and finish it tonight. I have absolutely loved being back in this world. I wasn't a massive fan of the second book. However, Blood Orange, the first book, chef's kiss. Honestly, so good. I highly, highly recommend it. My boyfriend has just messaged me. He is officially on his way home. I have not seen him in about a week as he's been working away. So plans for the night, I'm going to take my makeup off, cook us some dinner, just catch up. And then I'm honestly going to jump into bed and hopefully finish this tonight with a cup of tea. That is a shocking angle. I just wanted to quickly say thank you to everyone who is watching. If you're still here, thank you. I hope I did a good job. I'm still learning the whole vlog situation, but I'm trying. If there's anything you want me to film or anything you want to know, honestly, leave a comment and I will do my best to try and film it. I'm just going to be filming my life and behind the scenes, so I'm open and welcoming all ideas. Leave a comment and I can try and make that happen for you. I can try and film it. But yeah, I thank you for being here. I hope you had a good time and I will see you next week in the next vlog. Well,